Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. As always, the key vocabulary will be in the description of the video. So if you see any new words or phrases that you think will be useful for you, don't forget to have a look and take a note. So the day that I will be talking about today actually happened a few weeks ago. So right now I am in La Libertad on a beach called Playa Conchalillo. And a few weeks ago, I was in the city of Santa Ana, also in El Salvador. And we went up a volcano, we visited a lake, but you'll hear about that in just a second. So you'll remember from my last video that I was with Helena, my girlfriend, and my friends Tom and Phoebe. But unfortunately, at this point, Helena had already gone home. So it was just Tom, Phoebe, myself, and we made some friends as well, which was pretty cool. Sorry about that. Filming was briefly interrupted by a load of angry dogs barking at me. Annoyingly, the sun has come out a bit now, so the lighting's gone a bit rubbish. But anyway, I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. So in Santa Ana, we were staying in a hostel called Casa Coco, which is coconut house if you translate it literally. And it was quite a small hostel, but it was quite a cool one as well. There was just quite a nice, friendly atmosphere, and it was quite social as well. So we were talking to different people, which doesn't really happen in every hostel. And this day trip that we went on was organized by the hostel. So Alex, the owner's son, I think, or he worked there, I don't know, I can't remember. He took us on this day trip in the back of his pickup truck. So when talking about a pickup truck, I think it can be a little bit confusing when you want to clarify whether you mean in the back of the vehicle, but inside the vehicle, or in the back thing. So I wasn't actually sure what the right words were, so I looked them up, and apparently the back area space part of a pickup truck is called a bed, a cargo bed, or sometimes a loading bed, or sometimes a box, a cargo box as well. So the boys, we all squeezed into the loading bed, and as you can see from the video, it is pretty cramped, or it was pretty cramped, and it was pretty uncomfortable, but we got to see some pretty cool views as well. So if you wanted to talk about being inside the vehicle, then I would say in the back seat of the pickup truck. So the girls went in the back seats of the pickup truck. So Phoebe and our new friend Ellie, who is from Liverpool, and her boyfriend Tom, we'll call him Scouse Tom because there are two Toms. So Scouse is the adjective for Liverpool, so something or someone from Liverpool is Scouse, or a person is a Scouser. So they are both Scousers, so we'll call him Scouse Tom. So yeah, the boys in the back, so Tom, me, Scouse Tom, and then two American boys from Florida, Landon and Jack. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the Scouse accent, I highly recommend that after this video, you go and try and listen to it on YouTube or however else, because it's one of the most difficult accents in the UK. And even for me, I struggled to understand Scouse Tom a couple of times. I even had to ask him to repeat himself a couple of times. So if you're up for a challenge, go and listen to the Scouse accent. So if you've seen my last video about summiting Acatenango, you'll notice that this volcano, this hike, is a lot more chill. It was still pretty hot, and again, there was a lot of people that were wanting to go up the volcano. So for the first section that went on for seemingly ages, we were undercover, and it felt like we were just trudging up in a big, long, massive queue, which was a bit annoying, but it was still kind of cool. But even though it was undercover, it was still really hot, so I was sweating buckets. I just wanted to interrupt this video quickly, firstly to say well done. Well done for being proactive with your English learning and watching videos like this to improve your English. And secondly, I wanted to remind you that the best and fastest way to become a confident English speaker is with regular and consistent English speaking practice. So that's why every week I host 5 speaking sessions in the English Confidence Club. So if you'd like to check them out and join your first few for free, then check the link in the description and it'll take you right there. Okay, so further up the volcano, everything opened up quite a lot, so we were no longer undercover. As you can see, it was a beautiful day. There were barely any clouds in the sky. The terrain of the volcano was a lot drier than Acatenango. As you can see, there are some agave or like cactus plants. I'm not really sure what they were, but a lot of dust and a lot of other rocks. So yeah, a lot drier. And as well, you might have noticed a lot of slow moving people, which to be honest was getting on my nerves a bit. Eventually we reached the top. It only took somewhere around an hour and a half, so it wasn't too bad. Right as we got to the top, there were a couple of guys selling ice lollies. They had loads of different flavors. Most of them were of local fruits, like this red one that we were all enjoying. But Scouse Tom, I think accidentally, got a green one that had chilies in it. Now this is quite common in this part of the world. You'll see that chilies are in lots of things, which for us Brits really doesn't taste very nice. So this green one that Scouse Tom had got tasted pretty gross, so he ended up just getting a red one like the rest of us. Inside the crater of the volcano was also pretty cool. There was a lake or a pool, or I don't know what the technical geological term for it is, but a body of water that was a really cool green color, some sort of light green turquoise sort of color. However, it did stink a little bit, apparently because of all of the sulfur or something like that. But yeah, that was really pretty. And then looking around, as far as the eye could see from the top of the volcano was also pretty epic. You could even just about make out the sea in the distance. This sea. So then it was time to head back down the volcano and hop back into the back of the pickup truck. Our next stop was Lake Coatepeque. I think I'm saying that right. I'm sorry, I'm not sure. It's a big, long word, all right? But anyway, Lake Coatepeque is a massive, stunning lake. We actually went to a hostel called Captain Morgan's. It was right on the lake, so we were just chilling out on the decking for a couple of hours, just looking at the stunning view. The decking was on wooden stilts, so we were literally on the water, which was pretty sick. They also had a platform which you could jump off, so we spent a while jumping into the water. And of course, I had to get the Speedos back out from the Mexico vlog, if you remember that from a few videos ago. So after a couple hours at Captain Morgan's, it was time to wrap up the day and head back to Casa Coco. We actually met up with the Americans and the Scousers in 2 other locations as well. So the first was a really nice hostel called La Garza Hostel, and the second was on a night out in El Tunco. I think it's pretty epic to see just how quickly you can become such good mates with people, and I really hope that I can meet up with those guys again soon. Especially with the Scousers, considering they literally live in the same country. I think in the UK we have a bit of a warped perception of distance. Because the UK is pretty small, right? So for us, if we drive a few hours to get somewhere, it's quite a long way. But the amount of time that it takes to drive the length of the country, if you did that in some states in the US or some states in Brazil, for example, then you wouldn't even get out of the state, let alone get anywhere near the other end of the country. So this year, I really want to make an effort to try and go to places and see people that live in different places, just because it's actually a lot easier than I think it is. But anyway, thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out the vocabulary in the description, and don't forget to leave a comment as well. Tell me what you guys want to see and I can make it. That's what I'm here for. I want to make videos that you guys want to watch. So help me out, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video.